Hey everyone, MJ here. I've got a new setup. Check this out. I've been getting some pretty good reviews on my reviews, and I decided to set up a more permanent structure in a place that I can bring these videos to you regularly. So my apologies for the delay in that and not releasing many reviews as of late. But here I am. Here's my permanent structure. It's gonna keep changing and evolving as I go, but this is what it is right now. So I know you probably don't want to watch me speak on camera all day by myself. Today I've brought in a very special guest, Kristen to help me discuss.
I'm back.
There she is. And today we're going to be discussing our thoughts on free-to-play games where you have, freemium basically, where you have to pay an amount within the game to unlock benefits, versus games that you just buy right up front and, you get everything with them. Oh man, it's hot in here.
So my experience with these types of games has been Pokemon Shuffle, which is a free-to-play game. Technically you don't need to spend any money on it, but in order to kind of enhance it and make it go along faster, it really helps if you do spend some money on it.
Yeah, and that's sort of an example of a freemium game. So she has a lot of experience playing Pokemon Shuffle. I have a lot of experience playing Puzzle Dragons, the Mario edition. So we kind of want to talk about our views and opinions on both.
Personally, I'm not a big fan of free-to-play games. I find the limitations are really frustrating. If I'm enjoying a game, I just want to keep playing it. I also just don't like the concept of having to pay money for free-to-play games. It just kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, I think the benefit of a free-to-play game is that you can get so far in it without paying any money, but at a certain point it's gonna feel like you have to pay money to unlock things or to get further, because especially with Pokemon Shuffle it just keeps getting tougher and tougher, and the Pokemon keep getting harder and harder to catch.
And you sort of just need the extra benefit of the items and extra turns that you get from paying. Otherwise you just have to wait for them to accumulate.
That's right.
From time, or if you're really lucky from Street Pass, but you only get a certain item every 100 Street Passes. So you're gonna have to do a lot of Street Passing to progress. Which
is an option, but unless you're somewhere like a
downtown location. Yeah. I live in the suburbs, so it's
not happening.
I'm lucky if I Street Pass one person every few months.
Yeah, and you can close the system and wait for, 20 minutes? To get a heart?
Something like that. You can regenerate hearts to continue playing the game, but you won't be able to regenerate anything that will help you beat the actual level without either paying or Street Pass. Once in a while, if you beat a really hard level, they will give you one, but it's not a very regular occurrence.
So I'm not talking any smack here, no shots fired, but I felt like when I played Pokemon Shuffle it was very simple. I felt like it was just, like they always gave you the hints, you could always win almost no matter what, right off the bat.
That's because you stopped playing when it was still super easy. That game gets tough.
But all I'm gonna say is that when I played Puzzle Dragon Z, the Mario edition, that's the one I have the most experience with. The strategy was totally different. So even though these games are very similar, they're both puzzle games and they both have a similar layout, and on the surface they look almost identical, they are very different. And the strategy, like for example in Puzzle Dragons Mario edition, you can grab an item that you're moving around on the stage and you can sort of move it and switch. I'll put a video feed up. But you can switch icons on the bottom screen and change their position during your turn, which you can't do in Pokemon Shuffle as far as I know.
But Pokemon Shuffle has Pokemon.
Well, Mario has Mario.
They're so cute, they're fun, the types actually make a difference.
I gotta admit, their faces are really cute when they're just bouncing up and down. I think that this is one of the first moves. I know we've seen, like, there is a Nintendo app on iPhone where you can sort of like buy games and whatnot, as far as I understand it, but I think this is like their first, or one of their early moves to show that they are moving towards mobile, which is something that of course we know that they've been talking about recently. So you know, Pokemon Shuffle was made essentially as like a cell phone game. It's very similar to many cell phone games out there. It had that structure. So it doesn't surprise me that they've moved it over, and I think it's kind of cool that that's their first move.
Hopefully the games aren't too gimmicky and they continue to be innovative and exciting.
Well, it's Nintendo, so I'm sure it will be.
That's true.
That's sort of their game. But yeah, just sort of as a final thought on those, you know, what do you prefer? I prefer, you know, I personally prefer buying the game straight up.
And I find the freemium universe kind of frustrating.
Because you never know. You never know if you're going to be spending more money than you would have paid to buy the game up front.
Exactly.
Because the game, you don't know how long it is, you don't know how tough these enemies are going to get. It's a bit of a gamble. One thing I will say is that, especially just in line with these games coming out, and even the fact that we're talking about them is pretty amazing, because before the 3DS, I never really played puzzle games and I never really got into them. I think the only puzzle game I really played was Tetris. The thing that I really like is that you're actually physically moving these items, these Pokemon heads and mushrooms and fire flowers and whatever it is you're moving in Mario.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I feel like you're really using your brain in a different way, and I absolutely, the 3DS has made me a believer in puzzle games.
It makes good capabilities too of like the stylus and physically moving things around. I think it's good for kids, it's good for adults. It's a way to keep us entertained and keep our brains going.
Yeah. So that's it. That's our discussion on this for today. But, you know, what do you guys think? What do you think about puzzle games on the 3DS or even on other systems? And what do you think about free-to-play versus, you know, paying up front? It's a world of opportunity, especially with that cell phone movement. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more games like that coming out.
Please let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll catch you sometime soon.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.